Movies, TV, sports, pulp culture, and a blast from the past in the music industry.
Those are the topics tonight, Colby, on Monday, March 22nd, 2021. Welcome to RMU Extra. I am Austin Bechtold alongside my trusty co-host, Colby Sherwin. Well, Colby, tonight, our musical expert, Jared Calvert, will join me as we reveal our favorite songs of the beginning part of the last decade. There's songs that we're going to be picking are our favorites from 2010 through 2014 tonight, Colby, so you definitely want to stay tuned for that. And Colby and I will also discuss some of the biggest news in the entertainment industry, including last week's Grammys. But we start off the show tonight with March Madness. After being canceled last year due to COVID-19 last March, March Madness is back and is in full swing after beginning one day later than in the past, beginning Friday, March 19th, and currently concluding the round of 32 tonight. The tournament has been the most talked about event in the United States over the past few days, with Cinderellas such as Oral Roberts, Oregon State, and Loyola Chicago, among others, still in the tournament in one of the most unpredictable years for March Madness in recent memory. Colby and I will have more later on in the show on the impact that March Madness has on the schools, the students, and the country in general. Now to what can be only best described as keeping up with the royal family. Prince William is firing back at Prince Harry after he claimed his brother couldn't leave the system like Harry did. A source told the Sunday Times UK that William described the interview Harry and his wife Meghan Markle did with Oprah as, quote, way off the mark, as William's emotions were being characterized as, quote, all over the place, and that it was also reeling to him to hear about the interview. William's last public comment was on March 11th when he said that he had not spoken to Harry, but William said that he plans to coming up soon in the future.
Grab your pink donuts. The Simpsons debuted their 700th episode yesterday. Fittingly, the episode takes place on Christmas, just like the first episode, which aired December 17th, 1989. The show's starting to take place. The show's first episode was called Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. It is a flashback. The episode then focused on the two neighborinos, Ned Flanders and Homer Simpson. Al Jean, producer, said, quote, the thought was Matt Groening, who is the creator, wanted to do an episode featuring the little room above the garage that you see every week, but we've never been in. That featured big in the episode, and I thought it would be great, end quote. Former New York Yankee third baseman Alex Rodriguez and singer-actress Jennifer Lopez had gone back together. After the two split, A-Rod jumped on a plane to go to the Dominican Republic. Reports of their demise as a couple had been greatly exaggerated, the couple believes, maybe just exaggerated because they say they were fighting altogether. According to the couple, they say, quote, they had a great couple of days together in the DR, end quote. When the two did split up, it came as a big surprise to Natasha and Aaliyah. Bella Thorne and longtime boyfriend, Italian singer Benjamin Mascolo, have gotten engaged. Mascolo said, quote, I wrote the love letter on the back of the script of our movie at the end of our last scene. She was on the monitor watching the director and surprised, end quote. The couple have been dating for 2 years. Mascolo proposed on the set of a movie the two are starring in. They announced on social media. Congrats to both of them.
Well, Colby, we saw that the Grammys were taking place last Sunday, and we didn't have a show last week, so we definitely wanted to talk about it this week. So what are just some of the biggest events that really spoke to you and really came to mind when you watched the Grammys and that you were really excited to see some of the people that won, including Beyonce having the most ever Grammys for a female artist?
Yeah, it's pretty big for her. She's one of the best singers, I'd say, right now. She's been for a really long time. All time, yes. Good for her. I honestly thought Trevor Noah was a pretty good host. I like him sometimes on his show. I thought he did a really good job, but anything else that stood out to you?
Yeah, there was a lot of mixed reviews with Trevor Noah. A lot of people didn't really know what to think of him, especially after every performance. He would just be like, wow, that's amazing. And, you know, some people wanted a little bit more originality, but some people even compared that he looked like The Weeknd, which gave a little flashback to the Super Bowl halftime show. But Album of the Year was Folklore by Taylor Swift, and Record of the Year was Everything I Wanted, going to Billie Eilish. So I thought it was pretty interesting, just some of the awards that were given out in the Grammys, but definitely the theme is right now in the Grammys just rap has taken over just the whole entire music scene and the whole entire music industry, and we really saw that taking place in the Grammys, Colby.
Yeah, we saw a lot of rap artists winning awards, and I think that's going to continue on being rap is going to continue to be one of the more popular genres of music going forward.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But after dating for more than 2 years, Quavo and Saweetie have called it quits and are no longer in a relationship. She confirmed the rumors on Twitter, saying, quote, "I'm single." That's what Saweetie said. That's simple enough. She later said that she was emotionally checked out, and she's also excited for what's to come next in her life, while Quavo has not publicly commented on the breakup. He posted an appreciation post for her on Valentine's Day earlier this year, but rumors started to fly around social media not too long after that fans noticed that they were no longer following each other on social media, Colby. No longer following each other. But meanwhile, in the Bachelor world, Matt James was featured on the Bill Simmons podcast Friday, and he did not rule out reuniting with Rachel Kirkconnell and potentially even getting back together with her. He said, quote, I don't think that anyone's irredeemable. Further saying that there is much more to talk about, but also that he wants to be able to give her space and a chance to think about what comes next in their life. James picked Kirkconnell to be with him at the end of the show, but the couple split when news broke that she was racially insensitive in the past, with James finding out along with the rest of the world.
Now, all of you know that I watched and reviewed WandaVision on this very show. And on Friday, Disney and Marvel released their new show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. When the show was announced in 2019, it came with a lot of hype. The show takes place 6 months after the events of Endgame and after WandaVision. The show shows Sam, Falcon, as he deals with being the new Captain America, but he doesn't really want it. We also see how Bucky deals with not being the Winter Soldier anymore, as Hydra did hypnotize him. The show seems to be a little bit of a spy thriller like Captain America the Winter Soldier and has some great action. If you do watch the show, stay tuned for the end, because there's something interesting at the end of the show. Chris Reed is known for his impressions on Saturday Night Live, from Cory Booker to Kanye West, but his newest might be one of his best. On Saturday, the show did an NFL Today parody, which is on CBS. Reed did an impression of former Detroit Lions wide receiver Nate Burleson, matching the energy that Burleson brings every Sunday. Later on the show, they had a skit of the Nick broadcast of the NFL wildcard game. If you missed it, make sure to check these out. It was one of their better skits they did.
Wonder who the MVP of that skit there was, Colby. Really very fascinating. But Lizzo is creating a new Amazon show, and in an Instagram video is recruiting, quote, big girl dancers and models to star on the new unscripted show. Lizzo said that she is trying to help promote the underrepresented and also underappreciated with the help of Amazon Studios. The show is currently in early stages of development, with no name yet known for what the program could be labeled as. Casting calls are available on Lizzo's website at Big Girls, spelled GRRRLS, with no I and 3 R's included, to be able to apply to be on the show. Now, rumors are spreading wild that Matthew McConaughey could be adding governor to his long list of accomplishments and even job titles. McConaughey said that he is not sure if politics is up his alley, but thinks that it is honorable that people would consider him for the position, as social media has been buzzing about trying to get McConaughey to become the next governor. He said that he thinks he could be more useful even as a free agent, but is founding We're Texas. It's a virtual fundraiser to help those affected by the brutal winter storm that the state endured. And McConaughey said that he does not want it to be, quote, a sob show, but rather, quote, a celebration of helping hands and also humanity, Colby. So good thing that Matthew McConaughey is doing in his home state of Texas and trying to bring everybody together after that brutal winter storm that Texas had. But coming up after the break, Jared Calvert will be joining me. We'll be back at the whiteboard for some music this week. It's a very special segment. We're going to be breaking down our favorite songs from 2010 to 2014. It's part one of a big special here on RMU Extra, so make sure to stay tuned right after the break.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Wacha. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Jason, let's go see your room.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Could spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to RMU Extra. I'm now joined by our musical connoisseur and musical expert, Jared Calvert, as always. And Jared, we have a very special segment that we're doing this week, and we're also taking it into next week's show. Why don't you tell us just a little bit about it?
So just trying to brainstorm some ideas for the show, keeping it fresh. I mean, we did some of our favorite one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
And I thought, we didn't do anything for the past decade.
No, we did not.
So why not do it now? It's a little bit of a slump in the music world, so why not keep it fresh? We can discuss our top songs of the decade.
So let's start off with the furthest date from right now, 2010. What is your favorite song from 2010?
It's got to be Love the Way You Lie by Eminem and Rihanna. And a lot of people want to cancel Eminem because of this song, but honestly, it's Eminem's style. If you don't know Eminem, you got to listen to some of his older stuff to really understand, because he's not new to that kind of that vulgar and the aggressiveness in his music. 2011, party rock anthem, LMFAO.
You cannot. You can just not forget this song. Like it's one of those type of legacy songs that you will never remember really the artist, but you remember the song and can never forget it.
They made 3 good songs off of that album. Yeah. They had a feature with Lil Jon, and then they just completely disappeared. But those 3 songs pretty much sum up 2011 for you. We Are Young for 2012. Every time this song came on the radio, I was always singing to it. It was just that good. Not a one-hit wonder, but they were also a one album, and then they kind of disappeared. Hold On, We're Going Home by Drake.
Yes, 2013.
This was reminiscing. One of Drake's best albums, in my opinion, and one of his best songs. Super easy to sing along to.
What'd you like about it? Because we're going to see it again later in the show, just a little preview.
Just the vibe. Like, it's a perfect song to listen to in the car, and I just love it. In 2014, the prime of Vine, Lifestyle, Rich Gang.
Now, this is one song that I'm very familiar with the first 4 songs on the list. Explain to me Lifestyle a little bit more, because my memory is not as fresh as the other songs.
Lifestyle was all over social media whenever it came out. Features Young Thug, Rich Homie Quan, and to this day, I still have no idea what Young Thug is saying on the main chorus. You really have to listen to it after the show. I'll send it to you, but you got to make it out.
I'll definitely have to check that out. Let's take a look at this week's Calvert's Critique. Who are you breaking down, and what is your review? What are you thinking for this week?
I never would have imagined listening to Justin Bieber.
Wow.
But I really enjoyed his album. I'm leaning more towards an 8 on this.
Okay.
Had some really decent features. The opening was good, and it was just overall consistent. Some of the best tracks to listen to were definitely the 2 openers, Too Much and Deserve You. I've been singing Peaches in my head all day. Definitely going to be on the radio. Definitely his biggest song off of that.
No doubt.
And Unstable with the Kid Laroi. That got me to check out the album in the first place, and I listened to the rest of it, and it was pretty good. Now, Headshot, on the other hand, I was a little disappointed in. Whenever I heard that these 3 were going to make a song together, I was really hyped. It's the first time these 3 collaborated together, but I was just really underwhelmed. Like, Polo G was okay. 504, and they switched the beat up to accommodate to his drill style, but still, it just doesn't sound good.
Well, and I think whenever you have to accommodate for three different styles, then occasionally the song can just kind of get clustered. Do you think that's what happened here?
Yeah, if anything, they should have just had Fivio open or close the song, but with him being in the middle, it goes from one tempo, switches to the slow tempo, then picks back up for Lil TJ, who really finished off the song well, and I think he was the best on that song.
Yeah. Well, Jared, we just took a look at your list, but coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at my list and see what my favorite songs are. My top songs from 2010 to 2014 are, and also gives our songs of the week here on RMU Extra.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes.
Make a plan today.
Part 2 of our songs of the year for 2010 and through 2014. We saw Jared's list. Now let's take a look at my list. Jared, I have 2010, my favorite song, Power, Kanye West. You know, I listened to all these songs back over today when I was trying to figure out what songs I wanted to use. And Power to this day just stands out to me, especially the music video as well. It really is a powerful song by Kanye. It's honestly my favorite song by him. And it's just one of those songs, you know. It doesn't kill me, makes me stronger. As Kanye talked about in Power. Paradise, Coldplay. Now, if you want to talk about a song that you should listen to in the summer, and just such a mood-boosting song, over 1 billion views on there for the song on YouTube when it was released. Now, this song is just really special in terms of just the overall development of it, and Coldplay in general has just been a phenomenal artist with the music that they're able to create and produce. You can listen to this song at any time. Just describes paradise on earth, and just the happiness of life. And it's something to just really appreciate life in general. 2012, I got Payphone by Maroon 5. Now,
Good one.
I mean, the music videos for all these songs are great. But for Payphone, with Maroon 5 basically running from the explosions everywhere, with Adam Levine running around, it's a very interesting music video. But the song, the vibe behind it, you know, I'm at a payphone trying to call, I'm not going to sing, but just in general, what stands out to me in this song is just the positivity and just the rhythm that Adam Levine and all of Maroon 5 is able to bring to the table on Payphone. 2013, I agree with you. This is the only one that we agreed on. It's Hold On, We're Going Home with Drake. Now, In 2013, we were very young. I was in, I believe, 6th grade playing JV basketball. And on those JV basketball days, I would listen to Power, and the last song I would listen to before going into the game was Hold On, We're Going Home by Drake. So this song will forever be in my heart. Still on my playlist to this day. It's the oldest song that I have still on my playlist. 2014, I got Summer, Calvin Harris. Another song that really just took the summer by storm, took the year by storm, and really made an even bigger name for Calvin Harris than before. And this song really brought more people together in the summer. It was the top hit of the summer, and you know, it's because it's summer.
I expect to hear it a lot, especially this week. We're supposed to hit the 70s, so definitely that, and even some Paradise by Coldplay.
It's self-explanatory. These are all songs that you like to listen to basically in the summer. Hold On, We're Going Home when you're going to a game, but we're getting to that point, Jared. We're getting to that happy vibes with our songs. As we get towards the summers, we only got a couple more weeks left, which means we only got a couple more shows left. So what's your song of the week as we anticipate summer, as we just start spring?
Speaking of summer, this song pretty much summarized my graduation summer 2019. Ricky by Denzel Curry. This came out in May before he dropped his album. And just going down to North Carolina for my senior trip, this was the only thing that we played. Just the energy that Denzel Curry puts into this song is obviously one of his better songs. I definitely would recommend listening to that.
Yeah, and I got Call on My Phone by Lil TJ and Black. Now, I like a lot of Black's music. And, you know, he often refers to himself, I'm not 6 Lack. You know, I really like that he references himself that in multiple different songs. But in Call on My Phone, it's really just, you know, a song that, you know, I didn't really like at the beginning when I first listened to it, but when I heard more of it and listened to more of it, you start to see just the musical brilliance that the two artists bring to the table and really just appreciate it, enjoy it, and it's been at the top of the Spotify charts for the last couple of weeks now, so
yeah.
Something to definitely look forward to as we approach summer. It'll definitely be one of the top songs of the summer. But to be able to hear more of us on your airwaves, to be able to hear a lot of music from Robert Morris, make sure to check out RMU Radio. You can find popular shows on there, including Baldwin and the Berg, which I host with Nathan Breisiger and Andrew Goldbash. You can also listen to Where's the News with John Blinn, Garrett Roberts, and our own TV boss here, Nick Hedrick. You can also check us out on rmucentralmedia.com for the latest, which is going on in the entertainment world, and A&E articles that we will produce, including my upcoming article talking about all the fish fries that I have been to this year. Very great time going to fish fries this year, but coming up after the break, Colby Sherwin will rejoin me, and we will be talking about some of the biggest social trends and topics right now going on around March Madness, so you won't want to miss that here on RMU Extra.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and... I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
So RMU Extra. Colby, we're going to talk about our what to watch, as we always do at the very end of the show. Let's go to mine first. Mine is Law and Order Organized Crime. Now it's going to be featuring Christopher Melroni, and the show is going to be a special, and it's going to be a crossover event right off the bat, Colby, with Law and Order SVU, 22 years rolling strong. And as I said, Christopher Melroni is starring in it. He was previously one of the main characters on SVU. He was partners with Olivia Benson, and he returns to any type of Law and Order show for the first time since leaving 10 years ago, from leaving SVU in 2011, Colby. A long time ago since we last saw Christopher Melroni on a Law and Order show on NBC. So it's very going to be interesting to see with the new organized crime show how it's developed and how it's incorporated as well with SVU.
That definitely sounds very interesting, Austin, but now it's time for my what to watch. Will it be another old Nick or Disney show that you haven't heard of? Actually, no, because this is March. I picked March Madness. It is the round of 32 tonight. You have 3 games to pick from. One that's going on right now, 13-seed Ohio, who I picked to upset Virginia, who takes on 5-seeded Creighton. Then at 7:10, you have 8-seeded LSU, who takes on 1-seed Michigan. Then finally tonight at 7:45, 5-seed Colorado takes on 4-seed Florida State. Though my bracket is busted sky high, I still will be watching the best event in sports.
Well, your bracket is busted that bad, Colby.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, mine is too. Colby, there's a lot of things going on in terms of social trends that we've seen this year. And we'll probably have to go into more detail with it next show. But some of the things that we've seen, just brackets already being busted with, one thing that I recognize is just brackets being busted. But before we get to that, let's go to just what it looks like at the women's tourney, Colby. It was a lot of the players at the women's tournament was complaining, this is what their gym setup was like. Colby, that's not right.
Yeah, I mean, they're D1 athletes. This is not acceptable. Yeah. This cannot get, they fixed it, obviously, after a social media outcry.
They did.
But this is all the women had to work out in. They said technically they would get a real weight room in the Sweet 16, but still, that just can't go on.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. And you saw the just changes between the men's and the women's weight room, which really isn't acceptable, and it's good to see that it was fixed. But as I mentioned, brackets are being busted, and one bracket that's looking really bad right now is Kenny the Jet Smith. He picked a bracket which basically had North Carolina going all the way to the championship, and even though he is a North Carolina alum, Colby, North Carolina is my favorite team, but I picked them to lose to Baylor in the round of 32. So he's getting a lot of scrutiny and criticism for picking his alma mater to go that far, especially after losing to Wisconsin in the first round.
Now I'm a Pitt fan, and Robert Morris, obviously, I had no horse in that race, and I actually really like Kenny the Jet Smith. I think he's one of the best analysts in basketball, but North Carolina...
Yeah, I know. But Colby, he tried to have fun with it.
Yeah.
And also trying to have fun with the tournament is the CBS analysts, Colby. Yeah. And a video has gone viral of CBS analysts basically just dancing with a bunch of animated figures on screen. I guess they just inserted them into the picture, and they had Wally Zerberald and Andy Katz. I mean, there you go. There's Wally. There's Clark Kellogg. They're just dancing with the little animated guys right there, representing some of the teams going into the Sweet 16. It's you're invited.
Now those are the Team-mojis. That's what they're called. We saw there.
Emojis.
Team-mojis.
Emojis.
Yes.
Oh boy. Thank you for clarifying, Colby.
The most interesting thing I've ever seen. I won't say it was good, but it's something.
Well, Colby, one thing that you might need to be able to try to get you over the top is prayer.
Yes. Sister
Jean for Oral Roberts she said a prayer for her team. She's 101, Colby.
Yeah.
And basically part of that was, they don't really shoot very well. As long as we limit them to, I think it was like 30% from 3.
Yes.
We'll be fine. Our defense will be able to hold up. And Colby, her prayer
was answered.
It was answered.
Yes.
It came to light, and it was taken, and her prayers were answered. And now Oral Roberts is also dancing. Oral Roberts But Colby, that's all the time that we have left in the show today. Thank you for watching. For Jared Calvert and Colby Sherwin, I am Austin Bechtold. We will go more into March Madness next week here on RMU Extra. Whoever